I woke up feeling like I really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? Who will you be tomorrow? And what are you today?
Okay, darlings, we are back. Here we go. Okay, so see how dark it is? That's the smoke. Eventually, we will have some rain coming in, and hopefully that'll help settle things down. But right now, of course, I don't dare open a window or go outside because even with my air purifier, I can still feel it. So it's one of those days. Oh, don't be getting stuck on anything. Oh my goodness. Ouch. And I stabbed myself to top it off. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to give it a shot. It didn't work. Anyway, a little at a time. Yes, no, it still feels like I stabbed myself. It didn't bleed, so. Now let's put this dangerous tool back in the box as I remove them. Now, only at that point does it go through a false and two. That's good. So here, I want this to come through here. Mm. We're going to need that to repair what I pulled up. Sorry about that. Hmm. I did not think of that. Oh, don't let me take them all out. Oh. Let's not do that again. Let's do that. Well, the end held up until now. Not bad. Again. Let's try that. Suddenly getting really annoying. I'm done streaming. So there we have it. The cinch bag is finally finished. I would have loved to have some purple or green for this, but I had a choice of gold, black, or white. Oh no. Well, the white looked like silver or gray. It might not be a good idea. But anyway, I accidentally messed this up. And I need to tack it back down. So, trying to get out the needle. Yep, I think that's the best one. Let's put this away. We're not going to need this immediately. Nice if I could put it away. There we go. Oh no, this would come in so handy. Okie dokie. Now, we need a little pad. And a hope this will be okay. It's splitting hairs. That was the other one. Oh. Okay. Came through on the other side, which is what I was looking for. I know it's staying. And this. Yeah, bring through the other side too, because it's going to be very easily dislodged as you use this purse, so I don't want that to happen. So I'll have to see which outfits this works for. This is my external pocket for a pocket of joy. Okay, finally finished it. So my bedroom walls are starting to look like a gallery of purses. Okay, so the purse I made out of this, it came out okay, but because this wool is so coarse, the finished product does not have that silky feel I want. So I'm going to do another version of it using the red as the core material instead of all three layers. And this time, I'm just going to embellish as I see fit. But first we need to get, although I don't really like to do this, I want to make sure, since this is all I've got left of this color, that I have enough for both sides. And when you just have it sitting like that, you can see how close you are to running out. Now I might need to cut another resist. for small stuff. Yeah, we're going to cut another one. Now, as we have seen, these things shrink like mad. This is for a future project, so I don't want to mess with that. That is for a shopping bag I want to make for myself. And ditto. So, okay. Let's see what I have here. I did find the roll. I've got a whole bunch of this left. Some of this is a bit, it's going to get too compromised in terms of its little sharp edges and cuts because it's broken away. Come on, rain. Get some rain in. Knock back some of the smoke. It's currently winting our state and country. Let's try this size out. Get a little less wavy on the bottom here. What do I do that? better. All right, so the first thing that's going to go down is the really pretty stuff. I absolutely have to score some more of that. There's a little bowl of extra stuff that we later turn into bookmarkers. Don't want to use orange. I really need to get some more colors of viscous. Lump of this green right in the middle of this red. When this gets tangled, it really gets tangled. Although some of this looks like it was just woven together, so some free. It's a clump. Okay. I'd rather find it now before I wet it all down. Picked out. Okay, let's free you of the rest of your friends. Alrighty. Just separate y'all. Separate that. you know, normally I do not like to cut the wool. And after Maureen and I worked on it, our projects with this micron wool size, I'm reconsidering my normal rules. It was so hard for her to separate, even harder for her than for me because I've been practicing. So it's like, can we make this simpler? Look at that gorgeous color. Master dyers, these people in New Zealand. If I was wearing a hat, I'd tip it in respect. Okay, so let's, but we are working on what is going to be the outside first. And put color on both sides to match. Oh, it never matches exactly, that's the point of felting. Since one of these is going to get folded inward, and so one of them is going to be the flap of the purse. I don't know if it's really a purse. It's more like a, I don't know, a clutch, wallet. And this is just regular silk. It's been turned into threads and woven into saris, and then disassembled back into threads. That's where other people come in to the supply chain. And sea silk, which is woven from the little tendrils that a certain clam attaches itself to the rocks with. That is gathered. Now this, if you're touching it, you really can't feel it at all. And they said that sea silk is even more fine. It has to be worked with your eyes wide open. So I find that very interesting. Now, these colors, don't go anywhere, we need you later. I could go the pumpkin, which I used on my purse. But I think I'd like to lighten it up a little. This is bamboo, also known as viscose. And while it's all Aryan right now, these beautiful, silky, straight fibers, when the wool shrinks, these will take on lovely shapes. And the same thing happens with the silk. Silk does not shrink. the wool that will be holding it into place is what shrinks. So tense. I'm loving learning about all these different wools, all the different features of them. I can't wait for September when all the fiber people come out of the woodwork, or rather out of their farms, and meet at the country fairs. This wool is so light you can barely feel it unless you've got a good fingerful, and then it feels like a baby's blanket and lighter. I want it to be kind of thin because the red is going to make the bulk of it. So it's going to bulk it out. And I want the parts that you touch and using or holding the clutch to be super soft and kind of comforting, kind of like a baby's blanket. And you were a baby. Not that direction yet. so dense. Sticker. Okay. I'm going to be using more of the darker colors at the bottom. I'll keep the reds and raspberries at the top. That'll be the flap. It's so tight. Suppose. Okay, time to unwind. More wool. Wow, it is smoky outside. You'd think there was a campfire out there, except it doesn't smell good. A lot of wool here and fibers. Massive respect for these people who do this. Oh, it glows. It's very interesting. I have to make sure there's enough overlap. I wrap it around. We don't want weak spots in a clutch. Got a little spot right there. Let's put something darker. It helps to stand over your work and make sure there aren't any visible holes where you can see or resist. And then it's just the first layer. Considering what this is going to go through in use, I want it nice and strong. I don't want pins breaking through it. Sharp objects. Okay, so now comes the bulky part. Sip of coffee. I see someone sent me a message. It was Doug. Oh, sister root. Oh, my sister lost her job due to restructuring. And she can't afford to retire yet. She's got the rain, we don't yet. Come on, rain. All right, so Doc is visiting a duck, and his cat is busy with an iPad, which is a smart thing to do when you've got a smart cat and you have to leave them alone for an extended period of time. Smart cats get bored. I'm one of those people who believes you should always have two cats or two dogs or both, because both are very social animals and they need some social structure. And if you're not around because you're working a lot, or you travel a lot, or you're just out without your animals a lot, they need a companion so they don't get neurotic. Or lonely. Now, this thread, in addition to it bleeding, I worry about it, but it'll wash out. It clumps. It's very much a filler instead of a nice or closed kind of a thing. A purchase I took a chance on, but will not repeat. Go with the clumping. Hey, Gary. How are you doing, sweetie? You home? A day of rest. Congratulations. Thank goodness. I couldn't run on my feet today if I wanted to. We have very smoky air right now. They don't expect it to be breathable for people like me until midnight. I was going to do my laundry, but that would mean going downstairs where the front door is constantly opening. My pad is late. It'll be here Monday instead of today. I'm okay with that today. Because today I want to catch up with a few things, like in the kitchen. I should run another test on my phone. See if I can stream from my phone like I originally used to do. I've been out of my Sesame Crisp, and my nails are starting to feel it. Even though I am taking magnesium, I'm not getting whatever unique combo is in the sesame seeds or sesame, depending on what part of the world you're in. I never heard it called sesame before, but then now that I have, it's like, oh, I can see why people would call it sesame. I'm an American, I learned sesame. Yeah, see, that was pronounced Sesame Street. Quisper! Oh my goodness, it's been a long time. How are you, honey? Believe it or not, I'm drinking coffee. Well, right now we have smoke in our skies. It looks like heavy fog because of the Canadian wildfires coming down. But we're supposed to get some rain. And if lucky, there'll be pretty good storms and it'll help bring some of that stuff out of the atmosphere. I love the rain. I have not experienced one single year where I felt it was too much rain. Well, no, I have to take that back right away because it wasn't that it was too much rain. When I went out to California to see if I wanted to move there to be with my fiance instead of him moving to Boston and us living on the East Coast, I went out there, it was just going to be for 2 weeks to explore and see if I liked it. But it was so rainy that we were kind of immobilized a few times by flooding, like street flooding. And so I stayed an extra week. And my father passed away during that time, which of course made me feel all kinds of bad things. I hope so too, but I don't know if they're getting the rain we are down here. We're a bit south of Canada. I am between New York and Boston, like right in the middle. Oh yeah, yeah. Do you have a tin roof, Gary? I have a rubber roof. It's a leak-proof roof. It does dull some of the sounds, unfortunately. I know that's from my teenage years. But the rain they were talking about was the rain of the war in Vietnam, the rain of nuclear material. You didn't know that, huh? That's why they're asking, who will stop the rain? Who will stop the wars? Who will stop the killing? A lot of good songs get passed on. I don't know the origin of it, what was going on, why a song was written in the first place. They assume it means something else. But that's just natural. Well, I'm 72. I saw a heart doctor this week, and the news was not what I wanted to hear, but what is kind of natural to hear, I suppose, with my family history. So I have to go on a drug that I have to inject it myself every 2 weeks. And I'm having a nuclear stress test in October to see if surgery will be needed. Aside from that, honestly, I'm wonderful. I'm very happy. I just took the big plunge and ordered a brand new Lenovo Yoga 11. And it's going to be a good pad to do my writing on. It was supposed to be here today, but it's going to be here Monday instead. And after I have it in my hands, I will order the extra glass protection and a really solid bumper case for it. So what I've been doing is felting. I've been making things. Oh yeah, Gary, I gotta show you what I finished today here. I don't know, were you here when I started felting? Has it been that long? Because it's my insane passion now. I'd like to do it every single day. I like it so much you would think it was sex. Okay, I finally finished this purse. It is a cinch sack. I made this with felt. It's all wool, very, very soft wool. And today I finally put the handle on it. So front and back. Thank you so much, Quisper. Well, I've been hoping that you've been happy. You've been busy. Have you gotten to any concerts? Oh, I'm talking to Quisper. No, I'm shingled. Oh, you got shingle roofs. Well, that sounds good too. You can really hear the rain. See, I loved my place on the farm because it had a tin roof. I loved that metal roof because a little sprinkle sounded like a storm. A couple of my dogs did not appreciate it, but I loved it. Okay, and now we finish this with the really mega good yarn wool. So what I'm doing, Quisper, is wet felting. Felting is usually where you compress fibers together to make like felt hats and vests and coats and all that, very warm because it's all wool. This is a really fine wool. It's so silky. It's like really comforting, soft. Aw, thanks, Gary. Oh, that's wonderful. An accessible artist. Who is it? What is the name of the guy that you like to follow? The band does such beautiful writing. What a poet that man is. I just can't remember things like that anymore. Okay, so now we're doing the last layer on this side. We'll soak it, rub it till it starts to hold together, flip it over, and do the same thing on the other side. I haven't seen a live band in many a year. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Actually, my first year back in Connecticut, there was the Deadhead stuff going on. Oh, it was a 420. That's right. Our town had a 420 party with a couple of live bands doing a lot of Grateful Dead kinds of stuff. And it turned out that a bunch of the people that were playing were from back in my day. And even though nobody knew who I was, because I wasn't that kind of famous 50 years ago. I was well known, but in my own circles, you know. Just like I wasn't doing music like Kiss, obviously I wasn't going to attract the Kiss kind of a crowd. Fox Stevenson. Oh, cool. That's always nice. Well, I do like foxes, except for the station. Real life foxes are adorable. They like to tear the shit out of things, but they are adorable. Gary, what are you doing to relax today? My sister is on the other side of the state. We're in the same state, but she's an hour and 15 minutes drive away. And she's got rain right now. The rain is just starting. Yay! Okay. The grayness is now from rain and smoke. It's been very bad. This week has been hard to breathe. I actually had to use my emergency inhaler once a day the last week. I haven't used it yet today, though. This is a super fine wool. 19 micron or smaller in width per hair. So super silky against the skin. And when I'm done laying this out, I'll go in the kitchen right now. I've got the scarf I was working on yesterday. There's an art called Nuno silk felting, where it's basically you felt a piece of silk. And I wanted to try some different fabrics. So I ordered this little shawl thing. I thought I was ordering a white shawl and it turned out to be silver. But I thought, oh, okay. I only paid a few dollars for it specifically to experiment on. Very stretchy. which I wasn't expecting it to be as elastic as it is, but I got some wool to felt to it yesterday. So I'm going to continue. I'm making a flower. So I got some leaves down just as the experiment. And now I'm going to create a flower for it, but not today. Today we've got this, and believe me, this is enough to do in one day. This is so fine and so soft, it's like silk. It feels like silk after it's felted too. Actually, it feels like silk now. So when do you think you're going to be able to see Fox? Come on, rain. Hey, be crazy enough. Totally. Show yourself a good time. You're here to have a good time. And the more time you spend happy, the more in alignment you are with your dreams. So definitely get happy, stay happy. That's the whole goal right there in a nutshell. Now, where are you again? Malaysia, Philippines? I forget. I'm sorry. You'll have to forgive the old lady's memory. I'm not senile, but there's so much for me to keep up with right now, and so much going on in my head. It pushes other things out. Slovenia? You? Really? Why didn't I know that? I thought, I know we have people here from Slovenia. I mean, they're not here right now, but I did not realize you were for some reason. So how is your weather right now? Are you experiencing more summer heat? I mean, it's like the whole world has been roasting. Oh, is it a cold storm or a summer warm storm? Like we have a storm, but it's still warm. In fact, let me take a look. Not too bad, 74 degrees. Feels like 76 degrees. It should rain at least till 4 o'clock, I hope. It's going to help reduce the grass pollen. Well, that's nice. Back here. Well, it's not raining hard enough yet for me to hear it. Of course, I've got the air conditioner on, and that does override some of the sounds. That's warm. Tell me, what is Slovenia's export? What does your country export? I figure we all export something. I think right now America is mostly exporting bullshit, but probably some other things too. Ah, okay. Pharmaceuticals, that's right. I knew that. I used to know that, then I forgot it, but yes. Automotive components. You got a plant there from making American car stuff? I'm just wondering, like, does Ford have a factory there, or is it a Slovenian only company? You've never been to a band? You've never seen a concert in person? No festivals? They're definitely for young people. Although as an older person, I did go to a hootenanny up in Asheville. I liked it, but I could only take so much hootenanny stuff. I'm not a big country music fan, but when you're there live and you're dancing around, it's a blast. If I got invited to a square dance these days, I would go. When I first moved to Connecticut, I was out there in Ledyard, Connecticut. Country, country. Our post office was in the same little, well, it was part of the feed and seed store. Their one-stop place, you know, you went there because you had a farm or you had horses, a horse farm. Oh, cool. When I was young, I loved going to concerts. Um, and I got to see all kinds of people that I liked. And I was very lucky. My first husband also liked concerts, and the only thing we were like not totally on the same page with was the Grateful Dead. He was a serious Deadhead, and I was only a casual Deadhead. Loved going to their concerts though, because a Deadhead concert is a party. It's a festival. It's not like any other concerts I've been to. Outside the venue, there's tents. Everybody is a pop-up handmade business, handmade clothes, handmade jewelry. So while you were outside waiting to get in, or if you couldn't get in, you wandered around, you danced outside because you could still hear the music. It's just a totally different, like its own culture. Matter of fact, the ex and I went to 9 concerts together. That was while we were still married. I don't know what he brought his second wife to. And the last one we went to was in Hawaii. We were actually separated at the time and he was trying to get me back. And I agreed to go to Hawaii with him. But the real reason he wanted to go to Hawaii was because Jerry Garcia's new band was having their debut there. And he wanted to see it. It's like, all right. And that was different in Hawaii. It was an outdoor festival or an outdoor concert. Everybody sat on blankets on the lawn of someplace. Can't ask me now, it was many years ago I was in Hawaii. Oh, cool. Lots of good fantasy stories in that. Which, by the way, is the other thing I'm working on, the third Nomaris story. And the reason I ordered a new Lenovo yoga pad for writing. There is, even though I'm not going there anymore, on YouTube, not YouTube, on Amazon, they put out their own series. Let me think a second. Normal Street, somebody on Normal Street. Well, if you search Normal Street on Amazon, you'll come across a series that was made for specifically to start and end. It had an ending in mind when it started the story. And one of the characters, one of the stories, and actually the director of the series, actually starred in that one himself. I loved this character so much. I based one of my Nomarian wizards on him because he was just like the perfect wizard for me. But he was not a wizard in the story. The wizard, he was just an average guy who had a strange gift, a pencil, that if you wrote down with that pencil what you wanted to forget, you forgot it. It erased the event as if it never happened, even though it did. You don't remember it. Because you don't remember it, you don't grieve it if it was bad. So he started using it when his girlfriend broke up with him, and then when his cat died. But every day he still thought he had the cat automatically, and also it happened on his birthday, so every day was his birthday because he kept forgetting. And the gang of 3 figures out what's happening because one of them, after he learns about it, he wants to use that pencil, and he does. And then his friends have to rescue him from the accidental hell he made by erasing the stuff that was painful. So it was a bunch of really good lessons. The Someone on Normal Street is really one of the best kids things I've ever seen. Excellent for adults, excellent imagination. And yeah, really good. Yeah, you never know. I never know. I probably won't be alive for that. What I would love is if it was, well, I always wanted it to be movies. Then I came across an AI video, which is so impressive. I'm so much in love with. I realized that that would be a great way to animate, like the particular artist would be the great one to animate my stories. But they do their own thing, and even if I had the money, they probably would not take on Nomaris just because they've got their own great ideas. They don't need any more. But if you want to see something really cool here on YouTube, look up check that out. I love the music. It's actually 2 songs in one video. So like after the first part of it ends, don't rush to get off the station. It's definitely worth a watch. But don't be surprised if you want to get up and dance to it, because I do. I play it every day just so I can get up and dance to it. I also bought them You could buy those songs for $5 each on their own websites. So I bought both of the songs in that video because I really am moved by them. The art is so gorgeous. I just totally love their work. And I'm not a huge fan of AI. I appreciate the tool that it is, but I'm not into it at the cost of what it's doing to our environment and more stuff that didn't even know was happening, but is now. And yeah, those data centers are really, really poisoning us. And the rain comes down. What we're looking at is going to be the inside of the bag. It's poisoning us right now. They just discovered, actually, they discovered it a few months ago, but only told the public this week. That a couple of the meta centers in Wyoming, ones that are built by Meta, before thinking it through, their water has been going into the sewers and into the water supply. And it turns out that they were carrying all kinds of disease, bacteria stuff that then was getting sprayed on the public property because they used the, the upcycle the water when it rains, or it's cleaned, but they weren't looking for particular bacteria. And then they found it. They found cyclospora, the stuff that's giving everybody explosive diarrhea right now. They found a bunch of things. So this is what happens when we just like erect things without doing the proper research on it and examinations of what they are really doing. Like, what is in that water that you're just throwing into our drinking water systems? You don't even know what it is. So how can you do that without? So anyway, yes, it is poisoning us, and people are getting really angry about it, and legislation is coming. The states are the only ones right now that have any power over it because of the big ugly bill that assholes passed, giving corporations more rights than the citizens. So yeah. Okay. This long step was just half of it. God, it's 3:10. Do I dare do this? 3. It's going to take another hour at least. How long have I been on? 2 hours. Oh. All right. I don't think I should go further today, because once I start wetting this down, I have no choice about doing the other side so it all knits together. And after everything I just went through the last 2 hours, I don't want to mess this up. But let's take a look at the other side so you'll see what the front looks like. Okay, this big pillow, when it shrinks, it's going to shrink by about 40%. So all of this silk and viscose will all get blended together. Oops, this way. So this is going to be a trifold. So it's going to go like this and like that when it's all complete. Well, getting dehydrated will kill you. So you do have to watch that very carefully. That's one of the biggest dangers that we suffer, winter and summer, because especially in winter, people are getting the thirst mechanism triggered. And by the time you're thirsty, you're dehydrated. Let's move this little together. This is going to be beautiful. It could very well have been, but the poop bug is mostly being found in our salads and all that. But the poop bug being distributed by the data centers, you're more likely to experience if you are in a park or a public place where they water with gray water. So every city has been working with gray water for a long time now because it's the way you recycle water without using fresh drinking water on plants. So it's not the food plants, but the parks, you know, like the dividers and the highways and all that. That stuff gets watered, believe it or not. If you see any trees or anything blooming, it's been watered by local government. And one of the problems was apparently because these data centers are not being properly regulated or tested, they just took their wastewater from when they flush their system. When they flush their own system, that water goes into the city sewerage that then has to be treated. But if they're not looking for a specific kind of thing, they don't test for it and you don't see it. So they found the stuff apparently after there was a problem emerging, and they traced it to where it was coming from, and it was a metadata center. And I think that's happened with 2 metadata centers now. So what they were doing when they were spraying, unbeknownst to anybody, was they were also spraying that bacteria into the air. And the problem with that is people were inhaling it because those are tiny, tiny micro droplets when it's getting sprayed and the air takes it. You inhale it without even really noticing it, and you're bringing in all these germs that don't belong in your system. So from hanging out in a park and also playing on the grass that's been watered with it, you can pick up this stuff. The only good thing about it is it's not contagious person to person. So if you get it, you can't give it to somebody else. You have to ingest it. They must think the water is still. No, they know if it's gray water, it's dirty. It's just that it's processed, so it's not supposed to carry a bunch of bacteria that way. They do check it for a bunch of different things, but they weren't checking it for cyclospora because that's not something you'd usually find in that. So they found it, and another very, very rare, unusual, like what the hell has this come from, which is what actually led to the research. I posted something about it. I think I have it here in the community. On this channel, if you go to the My Community tab, you should see stuff I posted for the public. And there is documented proof about what I just told you, or I wouldn't be telling you because now I'd say it's hearsay, but it does include that video I posted. It does include the what's fact and verified, what it is believed to be the problem, and then what is not verified and is being spouted by people who don't know better. So knowing your news source is kind of important. There's so much bullshit out there. So I'm going to cover this up so I don't disrupt it while I talk. And I'm going to show you. You want a card before I go today? I have a dragon guarding, ask and it is given, and the answer is simple. Would you like one? Anybody want a card? So there's more than one poop bug. The one causing the biggest problems right now on your green vegetables and salad stuff is Cyclospora. So that's very common, but way out of hand. It's a very sticky kind of a bug. It has to be scrubbed off, and if it can't be scrubbed, just got to be soaked in a 50-50 water and white vinegar solution, or cooked. It has to be well cooked to kill the shit bug. The answer is simple. It often is. So I cropped my peas today, the ones I'm growing in a jar, and I put them in a jar with some fertilizer for a second cropping. They're so soft and sweet. Oops. And they taste just like green peas. Ow. Okay, let's get these back in. Those aren't yours. Now these cards are old, and over time the paper gets a little poofy. It swells up with the humidity and all. It doesn't shuffle as neatly. And you have to be careful not to bend them the wrong way or split them. Put others first. Well, Gary, you often do, to your detriment. Putting others first is a lovely idea, but not if you are being abused and people take advantage of you. In that case, you have to go every single day of your life, like all of us, you have to go on a case-by-case example on what feels right to do and what does not. Just like, when you're in the store and you can see from across the room a couple people coming in the door, and you immediately know who you want to talk to and who you'd like to avoid. You don't even have to think about it. There's a visceral feeling we get when we see people. And we need to be aware of that, because that's our intuition telling us, hey, good connection, bad connection. Say yes. Okay, even though this is a romantic looking couple, it's not necessarily about romance. It is about saying yes to an adventure, saying yes to something new. Do not keep yourself all contained, like you should not be enjoying life. Life is meant to say yes to, unless your intuition is saying no. All right, you get used to listening to yourself. You feel it. You feel the right move. Go by that, not what people say. And you put people first all day long, and they don't always deserve it. Now, in your position in your employ, yeah, you put people first. In terms of the customer, you have to take care of the customer first. But this also means how you are handling and handled by the people you work with. Yeah. And that's how they keep you going. But you've got to remember, if you're given an order or a request by a coworker, check with yourself. Part of you will go, yeah, sure, happy to help. Another part of you might say, I feel like I'm being used. At that point, you need to pause, take a breath, and decide what you want to do. That's going to make you feel better, not them. Okay? You're not here to please other people. Yes, we put people first and all that. You need a new adventure. You need to give yourself the gift of something exciting, something different, something to shake up your world in a good way. It's hard to remember because life can so often be hard and it distracts you from what can be good. We're here to be joyful. We're here to learn how to be joyful. And the more often you can turn your attention to something that makes you joyful, the better your life is going to get. Why? Because we attract. Everything's about attraction. And if you want to attract more good stuff, you've got to feel good about something. It doesn't have to be good about, like, if money is short, then don't think about money, other than if you have an idea about to make some more. But you're in your position, you're kind of stuck. You're in this job. You're going to be in this job for a while at least. You know that already. So it's not like you've got to think about your future job. But you do have to feel your way around some of the bummers that you work with and the unpleasant atmosphere that is created just by them not having air conditioning when it's over 80 degrees inside where you're working. That's not healthy. It's going to make people short-tempered. It's going to be bad for your health. It's going to dehydrate you and exhaust you. So you have to be able to regulate your moods, and you've got to be able to regulate, well, everything, because you're working with a difficult situation. But if you spend more time, especially when you're home, to help balance it, when you're home, you're focused on the good stuff, you focus on the happy stuff, you will attract better for the next day. As I say, when you go to bed at night, tell yourself tomorrow is going to be a better day. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. I am expecting good stuff to happen tomorrow. And go to bed saying that. I expect something good to happen tomorrow. Go to sleep saying that. When you wake up, today is going to be a good day. Just keep saying that until you feel it. And then you wait and see what lines up for you during the day. But if you have in the back of your mind, oh, if I'm having a good time, that bitch is going to step forward and mess it up. She will. You start inserting those things, you got to remember you're writing your future. So what do you want to write? I want this. I want this. I want this. I can imagine this happening. I believe this could happen. As a matter of fact, I sent you a video about where you focus in your head for the future. You know, when I'm doing a card layout, which I don't really do much anymore, but when I'm doing something like with tarot, I have a layout. It's a 3-card layout. It's always past, present, and future. He was there about the bully. Oh, you did make it a complaint? Good for you. Well, anyway, in the 3-card layout, it's past, present, and future. Well, when we think about past, present, and future in our minds, we tend to see it right in front of us, and we imagine things. We tend to look to the left for the past, look right in front of us for the present, and to the right for the future. The problem with that, there is an actual problem. To really connect with the right part of your brain, when you're looking toward the future, it should be higher, which sounds weird, but it's like looking at a TV screen. You want to lift that TV screen from the same level as the past and the present up to the future, elevate it. It should look different from the other scenes. So that's a real important instructional video I sent you. Because we're creating our futures, and it's hard for people to believe when life is sucking, but yes, everything that goes on. Look, I went to the cardiologist, and the one thing he did not do was surprise me. All right, why didn't he surprise me? Because I'm plugged into my family history, which says da 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 da, you're this age and this usually happens by now. There's a part of momentum you really have to work very hard to overcome, because we have the momentum that started when we were born with people programming us about what they expect from us, good and the bad, and we start expecting not good. It's like learning life is hard. When somebody's always telling you how hard life is, you're almost obligated vibrationally to look for what's hard until you break free of that. Wait, it was hard for them. It doesn't mean it has to be hard for me. I'm not going to follow in those footsteps. I'm going to rise above it. But when you're imagining rising above it, literally your eyes must rise. So even when your eyes are closed and you're looking to the left, the front, and then to the right, it should be up a little bit. Sounds weird, but check it out. Things change when you have the right connection between your vibration and your visualizations. We are vibrational beings. Whether you like that or not, believe it or not, you're always vibrating. Everything has a vibration. The plastic has a vibration that makes it look and feel like plastic to us. Same thing with the cards, this paper, the box, everything. It has its own vibration. That's why we see it as it is. But in the vibrational world, is that what it looks like? No. In the vibrational world, if you could see it, you would see more space than matter. The matter just reflects light so well, and it feels solid, but it's not as solid as it looks. Neither are we. So we are working with vibrations all the time. Like it or not, conscious of it or not, it's how the world runs, how we work, the whole thing. It's all together. We work together. So anyway, I am going to work myself into the kitchen and make myself a yummy dinner while it's still early enough to do my cooking and cleaning up afterward. So I'll be back tomorrow and we will finish this tomorrow. But as for now, I'll be back tomorrow. You can kind of count on me, because I'm not going to have the pad to drop into Monday. I probably won't be here because I'll be playing on my Lenovo. Well, setting it up anyway, and ordering the last 2 components to keep it safe. So have a wonderful rest of the day. Resting up, doing things that are fun. Feel good. That's your only goal.